What is going on, guys? Carter here with Edge Mindset. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me, or your evening, or your morning, or maybe it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep, whatever it is. I appreciate you. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and commenting. And if you haven't done that yet, do it if you can. If you feel like it. If you feel like it, do it. We're using this beautiful Devo chaser here to open up this box. Now, I think I know what's in here. Pretty sure. I think it's a Poikilo. Another Poikilo. Let's see. I think it's gotta be. Like, I'm going through my head of what I ordered. I haven't been tracking the shipping on this. Yes, it is the Poikilo. I haven't been tracking the shipping on this guy for some reason. And so I didn't know it was coming today. So yeah, Poikilo. Oh, okay, boom. Yes, knife swap is where I got this one. I paid too much. Like, let's just, let's lay it all out there. I paid too much for this knife. I got a little trigger happy, and I jumped on it, and I paid too much for it. I paid too much for it flat out. Right, and then that's assuming it's in mint, brand new condition. Hopefully that's the case. I think it is. This is the Orca. This is the knife that changed the world. No, this is the knife. They won a blade show. I forget the show, but they won something for this knife. This was a pretty big deal. This was like people's first introduction to Poikilo was this particular knife right here. Let's fire it. Boom, there she is. And it's got that beautiful, like, I forget what they call it, like polished, what do they call that? Polished stonewash? Although I don't really see any stonewash in there. It's almost like a polished, blasted satin type thing. It's very cool. It's a very, like, musky, that's right, I said musky. It's a very musky, subtle type finish on here. It's perfect. It is perfect. It is thin in the handle, which you may like or may not like. Let's see. It's got a beautiful inset liner. Screw frame locks, right? F them. F those frame locks. I'm about sick and tired of those nasty frame locks. Just kidding. Here's a couple non-frame lock knives. Listen, all right, we're seeing it, baby. We're seeing the trend move away from frame locks into liner locks again, and I believe I predicted this a while back, right? I predicted that we're going to see, not only did I predict that we're going to see more liner locks, I was happy about it. I was excited because the frame lock dominion, it's gone on long enough, right? And I've got videos talking about the benefits of both, and I feel like liner locks have gotten a bit of a unfair kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like unfair, oh my gosh, aneurysm. I've got a blood clot floating through my brain here. It is your, like your reputation, unfair reputation for some reason. It's been demonized for so long. And I think part of it is frame locks were very early on associated with nice knives, right? Like, liner locks were the cheap knives that you bought at the gas station you grew up with, and, maybe some Spydercos, but like they were not very expensive, not very nice. And then frame locks came along and were like synonymous with being super nice. And it's kind of just been that way arbitrarily for years and years and years. And I don't think people have really sat back and thought, does it deserve to be the king anymore? Because there's a lot of benefits to liner locks, and if done correctly, they can be just as strong, if not stronger than frame locks. Let's try to open it up with that fuller right there. You absolutely can. It's a little, yeah, I mean, you might slide off because it doesn't have a really strong lip on there, but it does, in fact, have a lip, so you can do that. So M398, which I believe is what every single Poikilo blade is made out of. Got the chameleon logo there. Beautiful swedge. This is part of their Bio series, as you can see right there. I could have done without that logo, but you got to choose your battles. This is the Orca. Obviously, it looks like an Orca. It looks like a killer whale with the black and the regular titanium. This is not some weird anodization trick of the eye. These are inlaid, I guess. I mean, this really bends the definition of like what is an inlay. But these are separate pieces of titanium. The whole thing's titanium. And then these ones are blackened. I don't know if it's a PVD coating or something else. Along with that pocket clip there. Heavy skeletization. Titanium inset liner lock with a steel insert, as you can see in there. Just banging action, right? Like, so smooth. The action on these Poikilos so far, other than the goofy ones, right? So like the Carmen and the Alchem, obviously, but like their knives, like their actual knives. Some of the best action I mean, look at that. It feathers down. It's so buttery freaking smooth. Let's do a comparison to the PM2. I'm not going to do like a full review here, but just to give you an idea of what you're dealing with. Decently sized knife. It's a large boy. Full hand grip, and it's got this cool locked in feature there. Really excited about this one. Like I said, I paid too much for this. On the secondary market, these things seem to go for around $350-ish. I've seen some as low as $300, and I paid a little over that, right? Okay, so if me like complaining about prices bugs you, just bounce right now. But if you want to know how my weird brain works and stuff like that, hang on. So I paid $385 for this. It was the listing price. I just YOLO'd it. I'm like, I got to get it at $385. These retail for $450. And then I'm sitting there thinking, then I start researching what these have been going for. And I'm like, oh crap, I think I paid too much for this. $300. One sold for that, just a few posts down. And then I start thinking about, I'm like, if this popped up at White Mountain Knives for $450, and then I did the 10% off, like, you're getting dang close to what I paid here. Now, luckily, this thing is absolutely mint, super fast shipping, so I can't complain there. No issues with it at all. I saved a couple bucks. I gave somebody some money they were looking for, so it ended up being a plus deal all along, all around the board. But, whenever you're buying pre-owned, there's always that risk that something isn't as advertised. You're always kind of taking that risk, and usually the price you get is worth the risk. But, anyways, what do you think? What do you think of the Orca? What do you guys think of the Orca here? What a cool knife. It's kind of like a trailing point almost-ish. I don't know. Is it? I mean, it does actually curve up, just like barely, which is kind of cool because it gives you that Persian-y feel, but it's not something that's obnoxious, and it's not something that's going to be difficult in terms of actually using this guy. Yeah, flat ground, it's reasonable behind the edge. It is not thick or thin. It's not like this guy. This guy's pretty thin, nice and hollow ground, but it is not thick or anything by any means. You can see the blade stock right there. Jimping's kind of weak. I really like this full-length backspacer here. Very, very cool. This also comes in their upgraded, what they call the mid-tech version, where it would basically be the same knife with a higher polish blade, Zircuti pocket clip, and backspacer. So yeah, very cool. All right, guys, Orca. Let me know what you think. Talk to you guys later.